Being in a relationship with a high-performing man is kind of like stepping into the Formula One of relationships. He's fast, he's efficient, and he is beelined, dedicated to getting these results. His world revolves around making decisions that are going to impact his career, decisions that are going to impact his team, decisions that are going to determine whether or not he actually ends up building this empire that he's dreamt of his entire life. He doesn't have time for extra small talk. He doesn't have time for you to emotionally dump all of your problems onto him all of the time. If you feel like you are currently trying to fit your relationship into a list of bullet points, boardroom meetings, and this extensive to-do list, then you are going to struggle trying to stay in your feminine energy, and you are in for one hell of a ride. However, there is a way to combat this. There is a way for you and him to live a very happy, fulfilling life. All you really need to do is understand how to speak his language. Lucky for you, I've cracked the code and I know exactly how to speak this certain type of man's language and still stay in your feminine energy and get everything that you've ever wanted, hoped, and desired from your relationship and from your man. Obviously, all while staying in your feminine energy. So if you want to know how to do that, then stick around and make sure you log in for the whole episode, because this one is a good one and it's all coming up right now. Hi, welcome back to the Vibration Vault. My name is Alia Zaray. I help women all over the world navigate their love life in a more feminine way. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, make sure to subscribe to stick around. Also, if you do want to work together, you and I, one-on-one, then like always, the link is in the description down below. Okay, let's begin. Rule number 1, you have to learn how to speak the language of efficiency. Here's the deal. A high-performing man's mind is like a very sophisticated GPS system. He doesn't care about the scenic route. He just wants to get from A to B efficiently and quickly with no hiccups. Essentially, he wants the quickest route to the goal. If you start dumping emotional baggage into the conversation, or you start over explaining yourself on something that could have been said in maybe 2 bullet points, and there you are going off with your monologue, don't be alarmed when you start to see his eyes completely glaze over and he disconnects from the conversation. So think of it like this. When you're speaking to him, think about what you want to articulate to him. Think about an actual bullet-pointed list. Keep it clear, keep it concise, and keep it to the point. Remember, no rambling and no passive-aggressive comments. If you have a problem, or if you have a need, and you have a desire, and you want him to do something, don't talk around the problem. Don't talk around the issue. You need to state it like a fact, not an option. Let me give you an example. Instead of saying, I feel really sad, I feel like you are neglecting me, I feel like you are so busy at work and there's never any time for me, I'm questioning whether you even love me anymore, and I'm feeling really sad and lonely. When you say this, you are just emotionally dumping onto him. I promise you, he doesn't have the capacity right now, and he doesn't have the ability to be able to comfort you when you come to him like this. You and I both know the solution. You and I both know that you are desperately wanting some quality time with your partner. You do not need to do these guessing games of, I'm so sad, I don't know what's going to make me happy. You know what's going to make you happy. You know you want a date. You know you want some quality time. So obviously, instead, like I said, don't waste any time. You are going to say, hi baby, I'm so excited for this weekend. You and I are going to be spending some quality time together, and I'm going to allow you to plan this date for us. I'm so excited to see what you're going to plan. It's going to be so fun and so romantic. Now what you've done is cut this conversation in half. Now he's aware of what he needs to do in order to step up, in order to make you happy. I promise you, your partner partner loves you and he wants to make you happy. It's just that a lot of the time, a high-performing man is busy with so many other things. If you know the solution and you know what's going to make you happy, present it. Allow him to perform for you. Allow him to impress you without playing the guessing game. You've also presented this to him in a way that respects his need for efficiency. The result, he's actually going to listen to you, and he's actually going to follow through with this because you've cut out the small talk and you've made what you want known, and you've made it very, very actionable. Rule number 2, be the calm in his storm, not the tornado. High performers are constantly facing insane amounts of pressure. It feels to them like they are fighting dragons and slaying giants simultaneously every single day. They are in a constant state of high-level thinking. They're in a constant state of stress management. They're in a constant state of decision-making. So the last thing he needs when he comes home is a woman who's going to add to that chaos. So instead, be the calm, be that relaxing, peaceful energy that he can really relax into. When he comes home, even if you've had a rubbish day, don't start unloading your problems immediately onto him. He's going to start perceiving you as someone who is constantly complaining. So how do you even apply this? When he's stressed and he's overwhelmed and he comes home, don't try to fix him. Don't try to get him to talk over the problem. Baby, tell me everything that's happened, because all you're really doing when you're saying that is making him relive those same emotions that he's been trying to push down and get rid of all day. You're opening it back up, and of course you will probably be the brunt of his frustration because he's having to relive it all again with you. Whereas with you, you are meant to be the woman who is in your feminine energy. You don't need to know every single little detail. All you need to know is that no matter how bad it is, darling, I know you are going to get through this, because if anybody can handle this situation, it's you. And I have unwavering trust and belief in you. Sometimes saying that and energetically behaving like that is what's going to make him fully relax. Because if you're not there stressing and worrying about this deal that you know needs to go in, otherwise there's serious repercussions for you as a family or financially or whatever it is, you not panicking about it shows him that he doesn't need to stress and panic about it. It's going to make him more solution-minded, because whatever you focus on expands. So remember, if you're focusing on worry, he's going to start focusing on worry. And then what's going to expand in that situation is the panic and worry. That means that your mind doesn't have time to think of a solution calmly. So now you are going to be the chaos in his life. You're not going to be that peaceful, calm person that when he comes to you, he always feels energized, recharged, and for some reason, a solution always shows up out of thin air the next day. Even if he is really stressed, and you know he's really stressed, I want you to think about a puppy. If you have a puppy, does that puppy know how stressful your day has been? No. Do you get frustrated with that puppy when it comes and it greets you and it's so happy and it's jumping all over you, giving you kisses, giving you attention? No. All of your problems melt away in that moment and nothing really seems that stressful. I want you to think of yourself like that puppy for him when he comes home. You kind of have to be a little bit delusional. Like, I'm not worried about anything. Everything's always going to work out for us, like it always has done. Rule number 3 is develop emotional intelligence and recognize his. You cannot be a woman who is in her feminine energy if you are a woman who doesn't have high, strong emotional intelligence. This is also the foundation of every long-lasting, successful relationship, especially with a man who is a high-performing man. Emotional intelligence is understanding your own emotions on a situation and also understanding his perspective and his emotions on a certain situation, and being able to zoom out and see it from these two different perspectives and look at it from a rational point of view, not a selfish point of view. Men, especially high-performing, high-achieving men, tend to bottle up their feelings and their emotions, and they suppress them in a bid to stay focused, laser focused on their goals, and in order to be able to get the task at hand done and build that empire that they have so desperately wanted to build ever since they were yay high. So if you can sense that he is feeling a little bit withdrawn and he doesn't seem like himself so much today, or he hasn't been feeling himself or behaving like himself for this past week, and you can identify that feeling and you can identify this shift, then you are already one step ahead. So how do you apply this? If your partner has been withdrawing and he's not feeling a lot like himself, that means he needs an even higher dose of you. Now, what does that even mean? What does it mean that he needs a higher dose of you? It means that you need to stop exerting your energy on other little tasks in the home that you think are going to make him feel happy. Let me give you an example. A lot of women, and you might be a woman who does this as well, you think my man's really stressed, so I'm going to spend the entire day cleaning up at home. I'm going to, mop the floors, do all the laundry, clean up the kids' toys. And by the time he comes home, you are fuming because you are tired. He doesn't know how difficult your day's been. Somehow it becomes some sort of standoff between who's had a more difficult day. That's not going to relax him. Your partner, your husband, your boyfriend doesn't care if the laundry is not done. He doesn't care if dinner is not cooked. He doesn't care if the house is a mess. All he needs when he is feeling like he is withdrawing from his identity and his personality and his happy usual state is you. That means you need to stop exerting your energy in the day on tasks like the dishwasher, like cleaning up and creating this space that you think is going to make him happy. That means nothing if your energy is depleted by the end of it. So that emotional intelligence is you knowing when to take a day off from doing the household chores and invest that energy into you. Have a self-care day. Make yourself beautiful, wash your hair, go and get a blow dry, do your makeup beautifully, put on a nice outfit, make yourself smell great, make yourself feel great. Because when you are feeling great, you can give him a higher dose of your energy. And trust me, that's what he needs. He doesn't need the exhausted version of you, crying, being miserable, you don't know how hard my day's been. The kids have been doing this. I'm so tired. I'm depleted. He doesn't want that. All he wants is you in your best form. That is the best gift you can give to him. Dinner doesn't matter. We can just order a takeout. That's fine. Let's treat ourselves. I promise you, having that level of emotional intelligence of knowing when you need to be like, okay, the energy needs to go on to me because I need to now charge him with my energy. Then when you charge him with your energy, he's going to have the ability to go back out there, achieve great things, and come back and charge you with his energy. I want you to think about it like a ping pong game, you know? You give, he will take, he will give, you will take. And it works like that. That's the beauty of a healthy, loving relationship. A lot of men don't even know that they need this. So they can't even vocalize it to you that that's what they want. So this is why it's up to you to take the initiative, and obviously you're learning it now, to implement this into your relationship and into your life. Rule number 4 is to be his muse and not his manager. This is something that a woman in her feminine energy does really well, and it kind of links into a point I made earlier. Listen, a high-performing man doesn't need another boss. He already has deadlines that he has to meet. He doesn't need to come home and be asked whether or not he's hit all of his targets and his KPIs and his deadlines. But what he does need is a woman who inspires him, someone who encourages his greatness without micromanaging him. You don't need to hold his hand and monitor him through every single step of his life. You are here to challenge him. You are here to inspire him. You are here to keep him emotionally charged the right way. So how do you even go about applying this? Well, this is something I do in my relationship. When I feel like I need to inspire my partner and I want him to have me be his muse, and I want him to use that inspiration to go out and do great things in his business, I will always call him over into the front room when he comes home and I'll be like, baby, I know you have been working so hard, but I have also been working on something and I would love for you to check it out. He watches every single episode that I post. He actually helps me draft some of my inspiration for my content. He gets so involved and he loves to see me thriving in my area of expertise. And what I've noticed is that actually enhances him to want to go and thrive in his area of expertise. And it's because he feels so proud when he sees me thriving in my element, and he wants that same feeling that he has for me, that proud feeling. He wants me to have that for him. So he goes out and he does these incredible things in his business and comes home and he wants to share them with me. And I feel incredibly proud of him. And it's like what I mentioned earlier with the ping pong effect. You don't need to say to him, did you get everything done? You are certain and you believe that he is capable of getting what he needs to do done in the allocated time that he has given himself. You don't need to micromanage him and say, give me your day plan. Let's work on your day plan together. Zip it. That is not your job. A woman in her feminine energy thrives with a high-performing man. And she does so well because she is an artist. She is a master at understanding changed body language without him ever having to stress or bring up an issue. She already knows what to do. She already knows where to allocate her time. She already knows how to change her language. She already knows what to do to present to him, to inspire him, to feel inspired in his own line of work. There is an art form to this. There is an art form to refining your energy. There is an art form to refining the importance in your relationship and upkeeping and upholding each other to a certain energetic level. That is why a woman who is in a feminine energy and a high-performing man go the distance together. And that is how you and your high-performing man can go the distance together. So that is a wrap for today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, then you are going to love all of the other episodes on my channel. So obviously be sure to go and check those out. So I will either see you over there at the other episodes, or I will just see you next time. Mwah. I love you. Bye.